The morning air was thick with tension as the Roberts family approached the community center. 12-year-old Emma Roberts walked between her parents, her small frame hidden under an oversized hoodie. Her father, James, wore a calm expression that barely concealed his unease, while her mother, Sarah, clutched a folder tightly against her chest, her knuckles white from the grip. The town hall loomed before them, its worn brick exterior casting long shadows in the pale winter light. "Emma," Sarah said softly, her voice trembling, "whatever happens today, just remember that we love you. We're proud of you for being honest." Emma nodded, her throat too tight to respond. She adjusted the straps of her backpack, its weight feeling far heavier than usual. Inside it were sketches of the park she loved, now at the center of a controversy she couldn't have anticipated. The Roberts family entered the hall, the room alive with murmurs from neighbors who had gathered for the town meeting. The focal point of the discussion, the vandalism of Willow Park, a cherished community space now marred by spray-painted walls and overturned flower beds. At just 12, Emma was an artist at heart. She spent countless hours sketching landscapes and animals, her love for the park reflected in her drawings. It was her safe haven, a place to dream and create. But when her art project was mistaken for vandalism, she found herself accused of defacing the very place she cherished. As they approached the front of the room, Emma spotted Mrs. Carter, her art teacher, waiting for them. Mrs. Carter had been Emma's fiercest advocate since the incident. A warm woman in her 50s, she had an aura of kindness and wisdom that put Emma at ease. "Emma," Mrs. Carter greeted with a gentle smile, "you're brave for being here. Remember, the truth matters." Emma nodded, grateful for the encouragement. They took their seats as the meeting began, the town council members seated behind a long wooden table. At the center sat Mr. Pritchard, the council leader, his stern face framed by silver hair. "Good morning," Mr. Pritchard began, his voice carrying authority. "We're here today to address the issue of vandalism in Willow Park. Miss Emma Roberts has come forward to explain her involvement. Emma, would you please step forward?" Emma's legs felt like lead as she walked to the podium, her parents' reassuring smiles giving her the strength to stand tall. She adjusted the microphone, her voice small but steady. "Good morning," she began, her fingers gripping the edge of the podium. "I didn't mean to cause any harm to the park. I love it more than anything. I go there every day to draw and I wanted to make it more beautiful." The room fell silent, all eyes on Emma as she continued. "I painted a mural on the back wall of the old pavilion," she explained, her voice growing stronger. "It was of the willow tree in the center of the park, with animals and flowers around it. I thought it would make people happy. I didn't know it would be considered vandalism." A murmur rippled through the crowd, and Mr. Pritchard held up a hand to silence them. "Emma," he said, his tone measured, "did you seek permission to paint this mural?" Emma shook her head. "No, sir. I didn't know I needed to. I just wanted to make the park more beautiful." Mr. Pritchard leaned back in his chair, his gaze thoughtful. "Your intentions may have been good, but the fact remains that you altered public property without permission. However, we've reviewed photographs of your mural, and I must admit, it's impressive." Mrs. Carter stepped forward, holding up a folder. "If I may, Mr. Pritchard," she said, her voice firm yet kind, "I have statements from neighbors who've seen Emma's dedication to the park. She's not a vandal. She's a young artist who made a mistake. I also have sketches of her mural, showing the care and thought she put into it." The council members passed the sketches among themselves, their expressions softening as they examined Emma's work. Mr. Pritchard looked at Emma, his stern demeanor giving way to a faint smile. "Emma," he said, "your passion for the park is clear, and your talent is undeniable. However, rules exist for a reason. Public spaces belong to everyone, and changes must be approved through the proper channels." Emma's heart sank, but she nodded. "I understand, sir. I'm sorry." Mr. Pritchard's gaze softened further. "I believe in turning mistakes into opportunities. Rather than issuing a punishment, I propose that Emma collaborate with the community to create an official mural for the park. She'll work under supervision, and the town will provide supplies. Does that sound fair?" Emma's eyes widened in surprise. "Really? I'd love to." The room erupted in applause, and Sarah wiped away tears of relief. James placed a comforting hand on her shoulder, his face alight with pride. Over the following weeks, Emma poured her heart into the new mural, working alongside volunteers from the community. The project became a symbol of unity, bringing neighbors together in a shared effort to celebrate the park they loved. Emma's mural, a vibrant depiction of the park's natural beauty, became the pride of the town. On the day of the mural's unveiling, Emma stood before a crowd of smiling faces, her heart swelling with joy. Mr. Pritchard stepped forward, handing her a certificate of appreciation. "Emma," he said, his voice warm, "your creativity and determination have inspired us all. Thank you for reminding us of the beauty we can create when we work together." As the crowd cheered, Emma looked at her parents, her teacher, and her newfound friends in the community. She had turned a mistake into something beautiful, and in doing so, she found her voice as an artist and a member of her town. That evening, as she walked through the park, the setting sun casting a golden glow over her mural, Emma felt a profound sense of belonging. She had made a difference, and she knew this was only the beginning of her journey.